A man in Maryland is very angry tonight. He is the father of a man who is still missing after that deadly derailment in Philadelphia.
Bob Gildersleeve Sr. says he's expecting the worst. All they found of his son at the crash site so far is his cell phone. Bob Gildersleeve Jr. lives outside of Baltimore. He has 2 teenage sons, and he is still unaccounted for.
Abid Galani died in that crash. Tonight we know he lived in Rockville, Maryland. He commuted every week to his job at Wells Fargo in New York. He was headed there last night after attending a funeral in Virginia.
The search and rescue mission continues at the crash site right now. We know 7 people died when Amtrak train 188 took a turn at 106 miles an hour when the speed limit was 50. The engineer pulled an emergency brake just 3 seconds before the crash. That was only enough time to slow down to 102 before the lead car and then all the rest jumped the tracks.
We have team coverage tonight here in D.C. and in Philadelphia. We begin with Shomari Stone and a very emotional father who wants answers about this crash. Shomari?
Well, good evening. This father is very upset, filled with mixed emotions. He's angry at Amtrak because he says they're slow to give him answers. He's sad because he can't find his son, and he fears that he's behind me under that wreckage right over there under the bright lights. Let's hear what he has to say.
And I'm cried out. I can't cry no more.
Bob Gildersleeve Sr. worries his son died on the Amtrak train that derailed in Philadelphia.
He was in the first car, okay? It's turned inside out. They found his phone they found, but they can't find him or his belongings.
45-year-old Bob Gildersleeve Jr. boarded the train in his hometown of Baltimore. He lives in the suburbs with his wife and kids ages 13 and 16. He's the vice president of corporate accounts for Ecolab. Tonight, the NTSB says the train's engineer hit the brake as it went 106 miles per hour.
So far, I saw the engineer. He looks like a decent fellow. But how can a decent fellow do 106 miles an hour around a 50-mile-an-hour limited turn? How does that happen?
And your son is missing.
And my son is missing. And my grandchildren are brokenhearted.
Bob Gildersleeve Sr. was a New York firefighter for 12 years, a NYPD officer for 3. He demands to know his son's whereabouts and why the train derailed.
I don't think anybody knows what's going on anymore. That's why I'm angry, my friend.
If the Amtrak officials are watching this, what would you say to them?
I would say you better get out in the field and see what's going on.
Now, Bob Gildersleeve Sr. and his grandson passed out missing flyers today. They're going to do so tomorrow out here in Philadelphia because they want a sense of closure, and hopefully they'll find his son. Live in Philadelphia, I'm Shomari Stone. Back to you.
Shomari, thank you. Another Maryland man